Freud's psychoanalytic theory. All the aspects that we are used to when we are young can affect our future beliefs, behavior, and desires. It can be carried over to your upbringing since it had become a habit before. In other words, it can also be called unconscious memories. We all have different experiences in life that serves as a bridge to reveal our unique qualities, behaviors, and views on things. So, the question is, how does psychoanalytic theory interpret the behaviors we adopt today? We will answer this question later on after the brief discussion I will conduct regarding this theory. To start with, let us first know the person who proposed this psychoanalytic theory. It was Sigmund Freud. He was born on May 6, 1856 and died on September 23, 1939. He was an Austrian neurologist who became known as the founding father of psychoanalysis. He created psychoanalysis, dialogue between a patient and a psychoanalyst, thought to bring relief from other psychological disorders. He also developed the idea that the conscious mind, everything we are aware of, is only the tip of the iceberg, while the unconscious mind holds the primitive wishes, impulses, and repressed feelings that influence our behaviors. So there are 5 broad psychosexual stages of development. The first one is oral stage, 0 to 1 years old. It occurs during the first 18 months of life when the infant's pleasure centers on the mouth. Chewing, sucking, and biting are chief sources of pleasure, and these actions reduces tension in the infant. Second is anal stage. Occurs between 1.5 until 3 years old, in which the child's greatest pleasure involves the anus or the eliminative functions associated with it. Next is phallic stage. Occurs in 3 to 6 ages. The word phallic comes from the Latin word phallus, which means penis. The pleasure point in the stage focuses on genitals as the child discovers that self-stimulation is enjoyable. There are 2 complexes in this stage. The Oedipus complex, where the child's sexual desire is for a parent with opposite sex and sense of rivalry with a parent of same sex. Meanwhile, the Electra complex describes a girl's adoration and attraction to their fathers and resentment, hostility, and rivalry towards their mother. The latency stage occurs at the age of 6 to 11 years old, or the age of puberty, the stage where the child represses all interest in sexuality and develops social and intellectual skill. Lastly is the genital stage, occurs at the age of 11 to adult, stage where the person seeks satisfying sexual impulses in relationship through competition, physically demanding activities, exercises, and argumentation. Moving on to the 3 parts of personality. The first one is id, the pleasure principle. It is the primitive and instinctual part of the mind that contains sexual, aggressive drives, and hidden memories. Second is ego, the reality principle. It is the realistic part that meditates between the desires of the id and the superego. Third is the superego, the moral principle. It operates as moral conscience, telling us what is right from wrong. Lastly, there is Freud's 3 levels of mind: the conscious mind, the preconscious mind, and the unconscious mind. The conscious mind contains all of the thoughts, memories, feelings, and wishes of which we are aware of at any given moment. This is the aspect of our mental processing that we can think and talk about rationally. While the preconscious mind, on the other hand, are the latent parts of the brain that are readily available to the conscious mind, although not currently in use. Lastly, the unconscious mind is defined as the receiver of feelings, thoughts, urges, and memories that are outside of the conscious awareness. Let's proceed to the benefits of psychoanalytic theory towards education system. By utilizing the information that has been established about how people, or particularly students, might grow in a supportive circumstances, psychoanalytic theory is applied in the classroom, or more widely, in the educational context. In this approach, the psychoanalytic theory suggests that emotional blockage, repression, and sublimation should be avoided. Let's now answer the main question we create for this theory. The answer is, according to psychoanalytic theory, our unconscious impulses and childhood experiences have an impact on our conduct. The term unconscious is very crucial in understanding this idea, as it refers to the collection of memories, convictions, desires, drives, and instincts that molds us our personalities and behaviors today that we are often unaware of. Let me end this discussion in a short message. Unspoken sentiments never go away. They are buried alive and will eventually reappear in more hideous ways. That would be all. Thank you for listening.